Hello everyone, we are Group 3 and our group topic is Panama Papers Global. And then I will start our presentation.
Good night, Professor and everyone. Today our group presents our case study titled "A Shadow System, Integrity, Corruption, and the Lessons of the Panama Papers." This case study focuses on the core themes of institutional corruption, the failure of professional ethics, and the global crisis of integrity. The Panama Papers leak in 2016 exposed how a hidden network of offshore finance allowed the global elite to bypass laws, hiding trillions of dollars from public oversight. Our presentation will analyze how this happened and what it means for global anti-corruption efforts today.
Okay, let's look at the background of the case. The event took place in April 2016 when 11.5 million confidential documents were leaked to the public. The source of the leak was Mossack Fonseca, which was one of the world's largest offshore law firms based in Panama. The scandal came to light because an anonymous whistleblower, known as John Doe, leaked to the public to the German journalist, who then partnered with the International Consortium of Investigative Journalists, which called ICIJ, to expose the truth globally.
Okay, to understand the basic facts, Mossack Fonseca specialized in creating shell companies in tax havens like the British Virgin Islands and the Cayman Islands. These shell companies existed only on paper, with no real offices and employees. Their primary purpose was to hide the true identity of site owners by moving money through multiple layers of these anonymous companies across different countries. Wealthy individuals successfully hid their financial risks from tax authorities and law enforcement.
The implications of this scandal were global and devastating. For individuals, prominent politicians, including the Prime Minister of Iceland and Pakistan, lost their position and faced prosecution. For organizations, financial institutions suffered severe losses of public trust and legal penalties. For countries, especially developing nations, the hidden outflow of wealthy caused massive losses in public tax revenue, directly starving funding for public hospitals, schools, and infrastructure.
After Panama's Papers leaks, the many governments quickly started checking tax and investigating possible crimes. They collected more than the $1.2 billion in unpaid tax and fine. The many big international banks were also punished because that did not follow money laundering rules public. For Mossack, the situations become very serious. The company was investigated by the policies, they lost the public's trust, and faced having pressures from the publics and the governments. In the end, the companies closed down in 2018. This case showed that the government was becoming stricter about the uh, illegal money activity and tax evasions.
Okay, so what factor contribute to this massive offense? First, strict financial secrecy laws in tax haven created a perfect shield for wrongdoers. Second, a lack of regulatory oversight allowed the shell company to be opened without identifying the actual owners. Finally, the systemic greed of professional intermediaries such as banks, accountants, and lawyers. failed the system. They prioritize the high profit over professional honesty, actively helping clients exploit legal loopholes.
Looking at the legal aspect, the primary offices committed countered on tax evasion, money laundering, and the concealment of legal wealth. These actions directly violated national tax codes globally and breached international anti-money laundering acts. Public officials involved also violated anti-corruption statutes and state disclosure laws by intentionally failing to declare their foreign assets and hiding conflicts of interest while holding public office.
To address these integrity issues, the international community implemented major reforms. First, it established the Common Reporting Standard (CRS), forcing countries to automatically exchange foreign bank account details. Second, governments introduced mandatory ultimate beneficial ownership (UBO) registers, requiring companies to reveal the real human being who controls them. Finally, financial institutions significantly tightened their Know Your Customer (KYC) and due diligence procedures.
Okay, I will talk about lessons learned. We learned survival vertical lesson from this case study. First, legality does not equal morality. Exploiting a logo loophole to avoid social responsibility. It's a clear fire-free of integrity. Second, professional ethics are non-negative. Accountant and lawyers must act as ethical gatekeepers, not factories of corporation. Finally, we learned that transparency is unlimited enemy of corruption without wasteful lawyers and investigative journalists. Hidden financial crime cannot be stopped.
In conclusion, the Panama Papers remains a historical turning point in the global fight against corruption. It proves that systematic secrecy undermines democracy, worsens inequality, and destroys public trust. True integrity requires a commitment to transparency and ethical behaviors across both business and government sectors. We must remember that transparency is necessary for a fair global financial system. Thanks for listening.